Well, good Wednesday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. I hope everybody's doing good this hump day morning. After we get over this, it is definitely downhill from here on out. Tomorrow night starts week number 9 in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles, the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, 7-0 going against the Texans. That's basically the Christians going against the Lions, so to speak. That should be an easy game for the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course, they'll go to 8-0. We, of course, are off this week where we have a much needed bye week because we got nicked up pretty good against the Bears. And the Dallas Cowboys, being the physical team that they are, not only giving punishment, well, when you punish people like that too, you take some of that on as well. And this is a good time for that as we get ready for the stretch run and hopefully to the playoffs. This is actually maybe the worst run that we have right now because we've got the Green Bay Packers after we get off, which have been lacking. Let's be clear here. The Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, I don't know that they've been through a stretch with Aaron Rodgers that's been this bad. And I believe they play the Lions this week, and then they play us. They will be playing for their football lives. And, of course, playing against the Dallas Cowboys and their old coach is extra incentive, so that won't be easy. We also have the Minnesota Vikings that are surprisingly only have one loss, and that was to the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football, where Kirk Cousins always loses. So, in essence, that's a good team. And after that, we have the New York stinking Giants on Thanksgiving. So November, I don't know. It's going to be a rough stretch in here. Then the schedule gets a little bit better as we go forward on there. But as much as we looked at our schedule and we said, oh, man, well, we got our division game, so we got it made. Well, hate to tell you, the worst team in our division right now is at 500, which is the Washington Commanders, which seem to have found a little bit of a mojo with Tyler Heineke now all of a sudden. And they are right now currently the 8th seed if the playoffs were to start now, just on the outside looking in. So there are no gimmies in the NFL. But the Dallas Cowboys realize they have a problem. They realize that they have a problem, something that the light bulb just went on, that they realize they don't have as good a receiving core as they would like to have. And they made all effort yesterday to try and get Brandon Cooks from the Texans. Brandon Cooks is not happy about it. Brandon Cooks was thinking he was going to become a Dallas Cowboy. Apparently, the Texans tried all day yesterday, not only talking to the Cowboys, but talking to other teams. And the Cowboys were the last team standing. The problem is they could not agree on compensation for Cooks. $18 million salary that is fully guaranteed in 23, and the compensation for him. Apparently, the Texans wanted him to take the whole salary and give up a high draft pick. And Jerry Jones and crew said El Paso on that. I'm not sure that was the worst move overall. Us as fans, of course, are pissed because they'll say the Cowboys aren't trying to do anything to win a Super Bowl. We've had that conversation forever. We thought that this team had no chance whatsoever going into the season. But here it is. We have one of the best records in the NFC and thought to be one of those teams that you end up looking at and saying they could make a run. Relax a little bit, okay? We're all we got. We do have some things that should get better. I know we've been talking about Jalen Tolbert. They sold us on him being able to take the place and stuff. But generally speaking, what happens with young receivers is they do get better as the season goes on. Michael Gallup was not great his first half of his rookie season, but he got better in the second half. And that's not to say that Jalen Tolbert is going to become Amari Cooper towards the end of the season. That's not. The unicorn is coming, James Washington. And they say that he's close, maybe through this bye week, working on the bands, and then next week he maybe actually gets out on the field. Who knows? That'll help. But I still believe that tight end by committee may be the thing that saves us. Now, allegedly, the Texans were listening to deals from Minnesota, the Giants, and the Rams yesterday. So the Texans just got too greedy, and now they have a mess on their hands dealing with Brandon Cooks, because Brandon Cooks is pissed off, and it sounds like he's ready to tell everybody where the bodies are buried right now. Now, on to the Dallas Cowboys. We can't just take and have a win and be satisfied that somebody played well. Cooper Rush was winning some games. Of course, automatically, we wanted controversy, or not me. Some people wanted controversy. Maybe that's just the media that just wants to have more stuff to talk about with the Cowboys. I don't know. But it's just always the case. So now we have a running back controversy.
There's no argument. Zeke's ability to punish, Zeke's ability to deliver it, Zeke's ability to what he does for us in pass protection, and frankly, Zeke's ability to make big plays are there, and we're going to go as Zeke goes. I really mean he's that integral to our success this year.
Jeff, I tried my best to start a quarterback controversy with Cooper Rush. I did it a little bit, but okay, I couldn't do it. I'm trying now. What do you think about what Jerry Jones said about Zeke?
I think he's right. Listen, and I'm not saying that Zeke is a better player than Pollard. Hear me in the right way. But you're going to have to use two backs anyway. And so why would you create controversy, again, other than you want to create controversy for your beloved Giants to take this thing over? But if you look at Pollard, it is a great 1-2 punch with Ezekiel Elliott. And you have something going. And listen, I played in some really good offenses, whether it be Edgerrin James and Dominic Rhodes or Joseph Adai and Dominic Rhodes. And they each bring something different to the table. So as an offensive lineman, you love that they have a little bit different running style. You love they have a little different mentality. It makes it much easier to understand, hey, this guy likes the gap run, this guy likes the zone run, and you can complement both. Stop creating controversy, Max. My gosh, let good things. That's why we can't have good things with you, Max, because you're always trying to change it.
What are we doing here? We're making sports television, Jeff. This is it. I don't catch touchdown passes. That's what I do. Hey, that is Swagoo, the great Marcus Spears, who joins us. So Marcus, Jeff is, of course, right. You're going to use them both anyway.
Yeah.
But if you have to label one guy RB1, not that explosive guy I just saw punch it in 3 times and rush for 131?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We've been labeling running back since the beginning of time, ever since I played football. I get what Jeff is saying. I 100% agree with him. But I would think with the Dallas Cowboys, based on what we've seen Tony Pollard do with the ball in his hands, that if it's a big game and a big situation, that's the guy you want with the ball in his hands. And what has changed now, Max and Mike T, he's now starting to dictate how defenses play you. That is when you kind of start ascending. We saw Christian McCaffrey this week dictate how the Los Angeles Rams had to deploy defense. So Tony Pollard, explosive. We saw him go in between the tackles. We know he can get out on the edge. You can use him in the passing game. Modern NFL football is what Tony Pollard is. And that's what you need at the running back position now.
So, right or wrong, who's right?
I'm right.
Jeff
What you
Saturday
mean?
or Swagoo?
What?
Who's the genius and who's the dummy here, Mike T?
I'm Swagoo because he's closer to me and he's a lot bigger than Jeff. But he's also right. He's also right. You need playmakers in space. You could use Zeke to help finish the game, but we got to score enough points to beat Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard could do that.
It's the same thing in Green Bay. Aaron Jones is what Aaron Jones is, and the guy that usually ends up in the stat sheet with more impact on the football game. And we saw Dylan, his physical ability to go in between the tackles. But Aaron Jones is the feature in that offense, like Tony Pollard should be in this one.
Okay, so meantime, speaking of the modern running back in the NFL, this just infrequent Mr. Do-Everything, Christian McCaffrey, did just that yesterday, becoming the first player since the The
All
last
right,
all-around
here's where we have to worry. Here's where we have to worry, and they're going, of course, to the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are that team that may be the matchup nightmare for us. The 49ers, which have fortified their running game. They were already really good with Deebo Samuels, who is a running back kicking and screaming because he really doesn't want to be a running back. But getting Christian McCaffrey, that is a ground and pound football team without a doubt. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is a ground and pound type running back on a ground and pound type running team. And that has been the Cowboys' Achilles heel. I still believe that we're going to be better against the run as we get Haskins in there, as we get better with guys like Damone Clark, if he's actually able to continue where he started from, that we're going to be better against the run. And the other thing is what the Cowboys will need to do is start scoring points. If the Cowboys score more than 20 points, if the Cowboys start scoring 28, 30 points and making teams one-dimensional where they have to chase the Cowboys, that will negate the run. And you have the capability, and that's where getting Brandon Cooks or another wide receiver or maybe the unicorn James Washington ends up being that guy. Then you can stretch the field and make your running game that much more effective. It doesn't necessarily have to be bombs away. It just has to be efficient playmaking, moving the ball consistently, and getting third downs, getting first, and, of course, scoring every time you get in the red zone. You do those things and make teams have to score to keep up. They can't run on you as much. So, with that being said, I got to hit the road, Jack, and I will be coming back for more, going down the Red Brick House to set these posts and do some other work down there. And I will be seeing you guys, of course, on the road. And don't forget to look for tonight, Counterpoint with me and Brother Roz. Hopefully it won't take 8 hours for it to upload. And I will see you guys soon.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the show for the Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?